Perhaps it is a concussion.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Girl, you was that demon. Stop lying. Because what are the odds of you and her meeting me right here? Oh! A buzz break the silence. I start to rouse, feel into consciousness against my own will. I never felt this tired before. I just want to sleep, but the insistent buzzing, poking, and prodding isn't letting me. My old mattress may not be the comfiest of places, but that doesn't make me any more eager to wake up. Who's calling my name?
5 more minutes, Becca.
Oh, that's Becca. Wait. Don't Isabella realize that she's still at the mansion? I swat away at what is nudging persistently at my side. Come on. Can I just get a few extra minutes of sleep today? I promise I'll work hard once I'm up. My hand slightly taps my cheek, and something cold is suddenly being pressed at the back of my head. And the icy sensation slowly spreads throughout the area, giving me an uncomfortable feeling.
Isabella? Isabella? Can you hear me? Isabella?
That may be Rose. A fog immediately lifts from my mind the moment I recognize a voice and my eyes snap open. There, looking down at me, is Rose. Who's this girl with the green hair? Another woman loiters beside her, but my attention is too focused on my co-agent to even ask why there's someone else with her. Rose's posture just screams worry, although she's keeping a straight face, or trying at least. I can't help but feel bad for making her fret. A wave of dizziness washes over me as soon as I try to get up, forcing me to lie back down again. Luckily, the feeling subsides after a few seconds, until only a mild throbbing somewhere at the back of my head remains. With a little assistance from Rose, I push myself upright. She hands me an ice pack and gestures for me to press it where I suspect a small bump has already formed. If the light ache in the area indicated anything.
All right, Isabella, where are we?
Rose, I was trying to call you. You told me that you was in the attic. Now I called you twice. You wasn't answering. And then when I called you the third time, you said you was in the attic. I checked the attic, and there was a girl that was possessed. Trying to come after me. Where was you? Where was you when that was happening? I was scared. I was by myself. You didn't see no ghosts, no demons in the attic, in the house, anything? I'm scared. I want to get about this mansion.
The Ermengarde mansion. Why? Ow, my head.
And the date today?
October 21st? Rose.
Last one. Can you count to 15 in reverse order?
15, 14, 13, 12, no, that's wrong. Why are we doing this?
12.
She's just checking if your injury is in any way serious.
Whoa. This time I curiously regarded the woman sitting beside Rose. It's impossible to overlook her with the way that she towers over us. And here I thought Rose was already tall. Who is she anyway? One of the remaining cleaning crews? But with how primly dressed she is, I don't think anyone would want to clean in a suit. An expensive suit, that is. The glove alone must already cost a fortune. I slowly shift between me and Rose, considering us with the utmost unreadable expression before finally fixing a sharp gaze on me. I couldn't help but fold my arms protectively over myself as she does so. She may be far from a cleaning crew, but she certainly looks like our supervisor during an evaluation.
Just do it, please.
I eye them both warily but recite everything as she asks. Rose releases a breath of relief once I'm done.
You scared me for a moment there. I was about to call for an ambulance.
I'm not gonna lie to y'all. The girl with the black hair, ain't that was the girl that was in the attic? She might be a ghost attached to this mansion. That's what I'm thinking. She might be a ghost that's attached to this mansion. Because she looked just like that demonic thing that was in the attic chasing me.
Are you alright?
Well, in the room that was chasing me. Exasperation soon replaces the dull ache. The memory's a little fuzzy, but the attic and
There was someone, Rose, in the attic.
Someone? You mean a client? Oh, that's unlikely. It's probably just one of the cleaning crews.
no.
The boss sent a few of them back this morning for some last minute.
No, it wasn't a cleaner girl. It was somebody that was demonic. Some jacket thief was trying to come after me. I know what I seen, Rose. Don't be trying to make me seem like I'm crazy. I know what I seen with my own two eyes. It came after me twice, actually, when I fell down these stairs. But I was just too knocked out to really run away.
No, not any of those. They're, I'm not actually sure.
Isabella, you seen what you seen.
Wait, didn't I call you? You said you were in the attic when you answered. That's why I went there in the first place.
Mm-hmm. Both Rose and the lady look at me like I've grown another head. Did I say something weird? Rose quickly casts an apologetic smile at the woman before the awkward silence stretches on further. It's her saleswoman smile, the same one she taught me back when I was still her trainee. I should show this to troublesome clients or just avoid trouble in general, she advised. It's also the same one she gives me when I'm done something particularly absurd that may cause us to lose a potential sale. Her eyes are serious when she turns back to me. This girl with the black hair might not even be a client. She might be somebody that's attached to this house. Well, mansion. She takes both of my shoulders, gently squeezes it, and with as much patience she can muster.
As much as I'd love to have gotten at least a heads up of your arrival, I didn't really get a call from you.
What do you mean you haven't got a call from me? And who was I calling? Who was I calling? Who told me? And who told me, pretending that it was you that you was in the attic? It was this girl with the black hair. I got my eyes on you, girl with the black hair.
You know, signal here is absolutely horrendous. I was in the garden earlier and couldn't even make a single call.
You was in the garden but couldn't make a call. Ain't a garden usually outside? How you get no signal outside?
Isabella, I'm going to ask again. Are you really alright? What happened?
Let me tell you, I went in the attic thinking that you was in the attic, but you wasn't even there. And I seen a letter on the floor, and then when I picked the letter up, it said, help me, 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 help me. So there's 5 people around, and then there was this female with some messed up teeth, with some messed up skin, looked like she needed to get her skin done. I looked up, and her hair was all wild, and she was smiling and laughing at me, and then she was trying to come after me, and then the door was locked, and I got out the door, and I went down the stairs, and then I fell because of my shoe, and I tripped, and then she was right there, and then that's how it happened.
I don't know. It's all a bit blurry. I remember I was looking for you, but you weren't in the attic. And there's whoever it is. Then I must have tripped on a rug or something on the way down. Oh no. Do you think someone came in while you were out? You left the main door open. We are so going to get into big trouble if something gets stolen, Rose.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Perhaps it is a concussion.
Girl, you was that demon. Stop lying. Because what are the odds of you and her meeting me right here? You just had to finish going back to your human self so that you can get Rose and tell Rose that somebody's in the house. Got my eyes on you.
Are you sure you feel fine? We could still call for an ambulance. I could cover for you.
No, I'm good.
No, I'm fine. I'm okay, Rose. I can work.
Wait. Hold your horses, Rose. I can't just miss an important cell because of a minor bump in the head. An extremely minor bump. I've had worse when I was a kid. This is nothing.
Besides, if I leave, you'll have to shoulder everything in the open house, alone. And in a mansion this big?
Well, it's also that part where I may lose that bonus BRC promise, but that's completely beside the point. Rose gave me a skeptical look when I returned the cold compress to her and push myself off the floor. I have to use a staircase railing to steady myself, otherwise I feel fine.
See? I'm A-okay.
The two of them exchanged a worried glance, and Rose assumed a contemplative look. I bit my lower lip in anticipation. If she says no.
All right, you in.
Oh, who is this girl? A smile threatens to slip out of me.
If I see that you aren't feeling well, I'm taking you personally to the nearest clinic to have you checked. Clear?
Where?
Clear as day, ma'am. Thanks, Rose.
You insisted. But remember what I said. First sign of you looking not okay, and we're off. No questions asked.
It's just a small bump. Don't worry.
You shouldn't downplay these kinds of things. It could be a serious injury for all we know.
Suddenly, a small cough sounds against the walls of the foyer, interrupting our banter. The woman is looking expectantly at the two of us, her stare making me shrink back a little on myself. She isn't really intimidated. Well, she is, but not in the scary, negative way. Far from it, actually. Her demeanor simply commands an air of sophistication and respect. In a different world, a younger me would have probably wished to be like her. At our lack of response, she coughs again. But these people coughing. Cover your mouth. I mean, her mouth is covered, but wear a mask. Lifting a well-trimmed eyebrow at me in question, words get caught in my throat at the sight of it. And Rose, as usual, is swift to catch my blunders.
My sincerest apologies, Mrs.
Mrs. Who?
Miss McCulloch. Marianne McCulloch.
Yeah, why she say it like that? Marianne McCulloch. Trelly Rose Designs. Interior designer. Oh, so she's an interior designer. Okay. If she was so much of an interior designer, why she didn't design the attic? Why she fixed everything else up in here? If she do work for this place, why she didn't fix the attic? Why she left the attic alone? That might be her room. The attic probably used to be her room. The word interior designer catches my eye before my partner flips it over. Oh, probably someone interested in the mansion for its 17th century influences, then. I won't hold it against her, though. Despite the hearsays and remaining uninhibited for years, the mansion's original fittings and furniture have been kept completely intact and restored to pristine condition. I suppose some people find that trip to the past appealing. After all, with what it offers, this place could also be a haven for people looking to live somewhere with a classic historical charm.
Miss McCullough, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We're just ironing out a few things, but we'll be starting the tour soon enough.
Ooh, Isabella Santos. Let me find out if Isabella is Latino. Let me find out. I'm playing with Latina. Let me find out playing with a Latina. So her name is I forgot her name already, y'all. One thing you should know about me is I'm terrible at remembering people's names. So this is Rose. I'm really trying to remember these people's names. The person I'm playing with is Isabella. The person with the green hair is Rose. This girl with the black hair, her name is Nicola. I forgot her first name already.
In the
I gotta
meantime,
remember
we've
that.
prepared some refreshments for you in the parlor while you're waiting. If you could please.
Thanks. There's no need for it, though. I just dropped by for a quick survey of the place.
Her voice sounds weird.
I thought I should check the estate before I meet with the homeowners.
Rose's confusion is impossible to miss when she glances at me, and I return it with an equally perplexed look. And against my better judgment, I blurt out the first question that comes to mind.
I'm sorry. Homeowners?
I should have kept my mouth shut. A flash of irritation crosses her face, but it instantly disappeared under a mask of professional attachment.
Yes. Hannah Wright? I was hired by her to handle the interior design for their newly bought home. This is the Ermengarde mansion, right?
Yeah.
It is, but
She pauses, possibly trying to figure out the right words to fix the awkward situation without offending someone. Suddenly, Rose nudges me with the elbow. We'll check with that supervisor. Um, is those few moments have given me enough time to clear my head of any nervousness and confusion clouding
It
it.
is, ma'am, but we weren't aware the mansion has already been sold.
What do you mean?
I almost flinch to turn her gaze on me, but I stand my ground. Besides, it isn't like I haven't dealt with awkward situations like this before. I screw up at times, but that doesn't mean I haven't learned a thing or two in the 5 years I've worked in this
The
business.
mansion is indeed for sale, ma'am. Today's the open house, in fact.
Yeah, nobody told us that somebody bought this home already.
However, we haven't heard anything from the higher-ups that a deal has already been closed for this particular property.
Yeah.
If you'd like, my co-agent and me can check with them right now.
She nods, sneerily in deep thought after I finish. She appears to be a reasonable person anyway. Given the proper explanation, she surely
I
understands.
thought something looked odd when I arrived here. Excuse me, I think I need to make a call to my secretary.
Girl, you know you have no secretary.
Thank you for your assistance, Miss Santos.
You're welcome. With a slight wave of her hand, she leaves us. That seems to be the end of it. Both Rose and I breathe a sigh of relief. Disaster averted. I also don't miss the thumbs up she gives me from doing a good job, and I can't help but swell with pride. Still, I already prepared myself to dial the number to Luke's Burn office and check, even if she didn't ask for it. I will be very frustrated if for some reason something has already been decided without my or Rose's knowledge. That's a whole level of unfair. We've been working hard on this. Moments later, Miss McCullough returns, looking a little frustrated but with an apology clear on her face. I feel sorry for her having to go through all of this trouble.
There seems to have been a little misunderstanding with my client. If you'll allow it, I'd like to stay and wait for them here.
Why? Why are you staying and waiting for them here?
I was informed they'll be dropping by for the open house today. I figured it'd be a waste to just leave after that long drive. I might as well meet him here.
Miss McCullough, something's fishy about her.
Certainly. You could stay at the parlor in the meantime, ma'am. I'm sure it won't be long before our guests arrive. And Isabella, I left a few documents in my car. You know where I keep those. Can you please get it for me?
Rose, I need you to come with me because after what I've been through by myself, I'm scared to go any place by myself around this area. I'm scared. I can't do this by myself. Rose took a glance at her wristwatch before tossing me a set of
And
keys.
hurry! We've still got a few minutes to double check those papers.
Can you come with me, Rose? I'm scared.
Okay, got it.
The two of them disappeared behind the parlor's door. Their departure brings it with the stillness to keep me company, neither welcoming nor comforting. Alone like this, it's impossible not to think of what really happened. I wish the memory isn't as elusive as it normally is. Then again, Rose already said she didn't receive any call from me. And who was I calling? Who picked up the phone? Was it just paranoia? A temporary lapse after having heard all these tales about this place? Probably. I want to think of it as such. Better not to think of it as such. Better to think of it as such so that I can work in peace. Except a small part of my mind begs to differ. And if I am going to be completely honest with myself, I want nothing more than to leave this place as soon as possible. I don't know what's in this house, and I don't want to know. The keys Rose have just handed me dig into my palm. Their jagged edges creating a shallow ridge on my skin from how hard I'm clutching it. It's a reminder of what I still need to do and why I've taken this job in the first place. Hugging my blazer closer to my body, I exit the house and get what Rose has asked of me. Just a few more hours, Isabella. Sell the house, get the money, get the bag. Get the head, get the bag, then leave. Peace out. Oh! Did y'all just see that? A flock of people have already gathered in the mansion front yard by the time we officially open the doors. I'm not sure whether I should be feeling baffled or undressed in their presence. Ooh, you know why I think the house, you know why I think that scene happened? I think the house is mad. I think the reason why the house is mad because Miss McCullough is usually like the head of the household of this mansion. I think she's put here to prevent other people from buying the property But by her plan not working, not coming through, it made the house mad. So I think that's why they showed that scene. I might be wrong. I might be right. I don't know. Men and women of wealth and status are dressed to the nines in fancy suits and lovely dresses of varying color, composed of a medium-sized crowd. Their necks, arms, and fingers are adorned with silver and gold, glinting in the afternoon sun. Some have even ridiculously fancy feathered hats on their. I really hope there aren't any magpies living nearby, like in the stories. Those birds will have a field day in this. They are murmuring among themselves, looking at the state facade crazily, with some arguing about whose mansion has a superior architect. But most of it stops as Rose calls for their attention. They don't look too pleased as being ordered around, but what can they do about it?
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Rose Cooper, and this is my partner, Isabella Santos. We'll be taking a tour of the mansion in 2 groups. Please make sure you filled up our sign-in forms before joining a specific group.
Those who want to look around the first floor, please follow my partner. I'll be guiding the ones who wish to see the ground floor.
Yes. Let Rose take care of the first floor, because I went to the first floor and I don't want to go back up there. I'm good on the ground floor, so in case something happened, I can be the first one to get out. You know what I mean? Hearing this, if you wondered to me, they are mostly old ladies who seem daunted at the idea of climbing all those stairs. Miss McCullough also joins our group, but what really catches my eye is the elegantly dressed pair she approaches. Dang, her chest is sitting.
It's so nice to finally meet you! When Chief Inspector Lee mentioned that a famous interior designer is in town, I knew I had to get you!
This guy with the blonde hair, he really giving me Alucard vibes. He really giving me Dracula vibes. He really giving me vampire vibes.
Your confidence in my skills is very flattering, ma'am.
I'm sure you won't disappoint, Marianne.
Oh, you know each other?
Oh,
Cut the cameras. Deadass.
she looked mad. She like, why would you tell her my name? Now the girl with the girl in the middle, she thinks that something's up.
Not at all, ma'am.
You mentioned something about a Marianne on our way here, darling?
Oh, yes, I think I did.
Oh, not him trying to. Oh, so they messed around. The guy that looked like Dracula and Marianne was messing around. Oh my god! Wow! Okay, I get this. They must be the clients she was talking about. I might have seen their faces somewhere before, some magazine or the television. I can't quite remember. But then again, most of our guests have likely ended up in the news, one way or another. I won't be surprised if these two already have. For people who are popular, though, they aren't dressed as loudly as the others, and in their simplicity, the couple stand out. The woman in particular is stunning enough to turn the heads of most people in my group, especially the men with wondering eyes. The guy standing beside her doesn't seem to mind, though. If I'm going to be a bit bolder with my assumptions, I say he's basking in the attention. Both of them, in fact. I think they are brother and sister. I think they are brother and sister if it wasn't for their public display of affection. The matching rings on their fingers just cement the fact that they are indeed a couple. Whatever. Couple or not, what's important is we get this deal closed before the current owners even think of canceling the listing. I just hope one of the people in my or Rose's group is brave and generous enough to buy this mansion. And so, with papers in hand, I'll lead the way. When they aren't whispering among themselves or going ooh and ah for one thing or another, they ask questions. From how the restoration process went to the history of the place, I answered them all. More than happy to talk about the art pieces and architect mostly. However, I'm careful not to mention anything about the urban legend. Not a good material for sales talk, even if the entire population of Luxembourg knows about it.
Some of the furnishings here are actually the 17th century originals, all of which have undergone a painstaking restoration process just to return its original beauty.
Even the glass thing, colorful ones. Oh, I I don't know, but you get the idea, I hope.
Especially that one, ma'am. It is said to be a gift commissioned by the fiancé of Lady Charlotte Ermengarde. The mansion's current owners have specifically requested that the restoration crew take great care in handling it.
I like the fact that they have the sun shining, illuminating the glass in the back right here with the couple and the roses. I like the fact they have light shining through it and then getting dim.
It's a priceless work of art and the most distinctive feature of the mansion.
Hold up. Why does her, this girl that's talking, kind of look like this girl in the painting right here? Why does she kind of look like her, the girl in the painting right here? And why does the god that mentioned Marianne's name look like the painting of the god that's behind her? That's why Isabella is saying that they look familiar, because they are the two people that is in the back of this mansion right here.
Isn't this place wonderful, darling?
Yeah, he look just like him.
It's not a total waste of your time.
I mean, his hair just slicked back, but still they look alike. This guy and the guy in the picture right here.
I don't know. Isn't it a bit too small? We might have to break a wall down to have more room.
Well, I think it is just right. Don't you think so, Marianne?
It is splendid, ma'am. But isn't it a little too early to make plans when no deal has been signed yet?
Never mind that. It isn't going to be a problem. We've got a wonderful legal team to handle everything. Start taking notes, though. I think I've got a few things I want changed before we move in.
The rest of their conversation goes lost in the chat about the game. I don't want to make any assumptions yet, but their shared interest is enough to give me some semblance of hope. Oh, please, please, please let these guys be the one. Eventually, our group reaches the kitchen. Much like the rest of the house, a great deal of effort has been put in retaining the room's classical appeal. The open hearth at the end of the room in particular looks amazing. The ones I've only seen in fairy tale films. And mad props to the cleaning crew. Seriously, after overhearing hundreds of their complaints about the soot and tar staining the bricks, how much of a pain in the earth cleaning this would be, they still managed to pull this off, or make it look presentable at least.
The highlight of the room, however, is what's underneath this hatch here.
What?
Oh, don't say anything yet. An underground wine cellar.
Okay, he's mad excited. He's an alcoholic. I need him to chill. This is the first time the guy in gray speaks up. Mr. Luke Wright. My memory supplies from the forms they signed earlier. So his name is Luke. His sudden attentiveness catches me off guard. Since the start of the tour, only his wife has shown any form of genuine interest in the place. The reason why he's interested in the wine cellar, in the wine area, because he's alcoholic. But this time, something lights up in his eyes at the mention of the undercroft. What's so interesting about a basement? I really don't understand what you mean sometimes. Right now, he just gives me the impression of a child who has seen what he absolutely wants for Christmas. Always find it cute whenever I see children act that way, my younger siblings especially. When a grown man, it's almost funny.
Yes, sir. It could house around 7,000 to 11,000 bottles of wine.
Dang.
Truly. And the room, how was it built?
The bricks that were used to build the cellar had been carefully picked for the purpose of maintaining and preserving a constant temperature and humidity in the room.
Okay, look at Isabella knowing her stuff about this house, about this mansion. Look at her. Knowing her stuff. She know about the bricks and all of that. The bricks, the cellar, all of that.
It's a good place to keep your private collection in if you have one, sir.
Okay, Isabella.
Keeps the corks in good condition.
Oh, love. Didn't you say before that you wanted to make your own personal vineyard? Perhaps you could start one here.
You know we're going to need space for that, darling.
And this isn't big enough?
If it's space you're worried about, sir, the Ermengarde mansion sits on a 46-acre lot. There's plenty of room for
that's
it.
a lot.
We were told that the original owners had a horse stable built here before, too.
That's a contemplative expression on Mr. Wright's face, but he doesn't say anything further. His wife, however, seems really pleased that he has started to show interest, only for a little. I smile to myself. I may not completely understand how these people's minds work, but I sure as hell know how to spot a buyer with sincere interest. Score. I can't wait to tell Rose. The rest of the tour goes by without a hitch. After more than half an hour, we were able to cover almost every room in the ground floor and are heading to the parlor. Funny, the first time BRC had to survey the property, I kept complaining to Rose how big it is. Now, I can't even bring myself to care, no matter how much my feet hurt. Maybe this is just my excitement over a possible sale. When we reach the parlor, however, an odd feeling washes over me. Oh, she might be bad. That thing might be bad. It starts off as small goosebumps on my skin, a feeling of being watched intently. Y'all hear the voices? Y'all hear that? No, Whispers in my ear and shadows dancing, lurking in the corners of my vision. I don't see no shadows dancing. I see a lot of dust. I don't see no shadows dancing. Still whispering in my ear, y'all. Dark silhouettes that are gone when I turn and look. A chill settles down my spine, making me feel sick, and I start to break out in a cold sweat. I can't do this. I need to sit down for a moment. The old ladies in the group have been requesting for a break anyway. If I can just...
Excuse me, everyone? We will be taking a 15-minute rest here before we visit the first floor. In the meantime, please help yourselves to the refreshments and snacks we prepared. If anyone has any questions, feel free to approach me. I'd be happy to help you.
I let them sit while I retreat to a quiet corner to recover. It's not what you think. Don't think about it. It's not what you think. I probably just caught Becca's cold. Don't think about it. I'm left alone for a good while, the same words spilling out of my lips in a silent prayer, until a hand taps my shoulder.
Hello.
Oh.
You there?
Okay. Whew. I thought it was that demon. Hello, you there.
Yes, ma'am?
Oh, look at you. Having to show a group around a mansion this big must be exhausting.
It is.
Not a problem, ma'am. I'm just doing my job.
What a hard worker. Anyway, Isabel, right?
Isabella, actually. But yes, what can I help you with, ma'am, right?
Please, just Hannah. Call me Hannah.
Hannah? No, you're gonna be calling Anna. Hannah. Hannah, right? And the guy was named what? James, right?
I just wanted to ask, how soon are we able to move in?
Oh, so they're gonna buy the property. My brain completely stops. The sick feeling plaguing me is suddenly gone, replaced by utter bewilderment. Is this a joke? She looks at me expectantly as I struggle to come up with an answer.
Wait, ma'am, you see, but we haven't even negotiated a price yet, ma'am.
Yeah.
We haven't even finished touring the rest of the mansion. A sale would be great and all, but...
She stops me from speaking any further and puts a hand on my shoulder. For a moment, with her tight smile, she looks as if she tasted a particularly sour lemon.
Please, sweetie, don't insult me. Money is not a problem. And, just between you and me, this place is better off with us than with some old lady who'll probably just fill it up with cats.
My thing is this. Why is her Marianne is so consistent on buying this property? Why? I know they know about the background of this house, this mansion. But why are they so consistent on buying this property? I think their spirits are attached to this mansion, and I don't think they really want nobody else to buy it. I think that's why they're so persistent on trying to buy this property. Because they don't want nobody else to get it.
I personally don't think there's anything wrong with having cats here, ma'am Hannah. I'm sure there's more than enough space here if you want pets.
Perhaps I'm still not feeling well, but really, what's wrong with cats? More importantly, why is she talking about moving in already?
Well, I'm more of a dog person.
Hey, dog person.
But
Okay.
you see, this is going to be a gift to my darling. It's going to be our anniversary soon.
It's our anniversary. Wait, Do you know what today is? It's our anniversary. Anniversary!
And it would be so wonderful if you can secure its purchase for us. Why, I can even offer something extra if you help us out with the paperwork.
We actually have a process for this, ma'am.
Don't be trying to rush things. Do not be trying to rush things, Hana. Do not be trying to rush the process, Hana.
I don't really think that would be necessary or appropriate.
And just what are you two lovely ladies talking about here? Leaving me and our lovely interior designer to talk here by ourselves.
You mean you and your side boo? You mean you and your side boo? That's what I think it is.
What would the people think, darling?
Oh, it's just small talk, love. I was asking if she could help me with the paperwork.
I try not to wince when her nails dig into my shoulder. I can't help but send an imploring look at Miss McCullough, who only gives me an apologetic smile and a shrug.
Yeah, I can give you a fact sheet and a form to fill out.
She wastes no time in taking the paper from my hand and shuffles through the bunch. Oh man, Rose is going to be so angry at me for letting her do this. Don't let her try to peer pressure you, Isabella. You better tell her that it's a process and then take her time. Let me let her try to peer pressure you.
Wonderful. And Marianne, I'd really love to talk to you about those changes. You took some notes earlier, yes?
I did, Mom. But I really hope that this time...
Excellent. Hopefully you can help us out too, Isabel.
Isabella.
Right,
You're making my name wrong.
It's a lovely name, Isabel.
Isabella. Not L. It's a la. Not a L. It's a la. Get it right. Anna.
It's Isabella.
Yes, that's great. We'll be more than happy to put in a good word to your superiors too, and... What's this?
A look of confusion and disgust appears on her face. Turning to her husband, he merely shrugs and replies.
That's, an interesting work of art. Not to my taste, though. I'm sorry.
Darling, Buttercup, art is a complete overstatement for this garbage. It looks like a cheap prop from a D-list horror film.
Shush, love. Let the girl do what she pleases with, what do they call this?
What are you talking about?
Oh, forget about it. At the very least, it's not as dreadful as the one art exhibit I was forced to attend last month. You should have seen it, Marianne. Even you would have been appalled. But I'm sure you'll know what to do with all walls once we get started.
I highly doubt it is as bad as you say, Ma'am. Nevertheless, you can be assured that my team will only pick whatever suits your tastes. Nothing of this chain letter sort, of course. It has to always work with a palette.
Something about Miss McCullough's voice sounds weird to me.
I'm quite sure chain letters these days don't come in this form.
It's my turn to be puzzled. I want to see what they see. What do they mean? Rose and I double-checked everything. Are the papers I hidden not enough? I want to ask them what I did wrong. I don't want to mess this up. But with the way Ma'am Hana leading the conversation, I'm afraid that's exactly what will happen if I do interrupt her.
That's good to hear. See, darling, isn't she an absolute delight to work with? I can't wait to see how this place will look when she's done with it.
Oh, you don't have to tell me that, Buttercup.
I want to see what they're looking at. A smile is back on her face and when she turns to me and hands me a strange piece of paper.
I would still put it away if I were you, though. Otherwise, people might get the wrong impression.
What is on that piece of paper?
Anyway, as I was saying...
I don't hear the rest of what she says after that. I can only stare down paper at the letter in my hand. The side crinkles in my grip and my breathing goes labored. Dread quickly fills my mind. What is in the paper?
Isabella? Are you alright? You're looking pale.
I didn't even notice when Rose group joined us in the parlor. I want nothing more than to say that no, I am not alright. I want to leave this place because I remember everything as clear as day. The letter and that woman in the attic is real.
The letter. I'm sorry, I didn't know.
careless. I've been so careless. How do I even tell them that without even looking like I've gone mad? I want to show the letter to Rose because I need Rose to believe everything that I said. I blurted out before I can even think twice about what I'm going to say.
We need to get out of here. This place is cursed.
Rose cast a nervous glance at the people in the room. I forgot about the people in the room. I forgot about them. They didn't know too. God, this place is cursed. Let's get out of here. Most are still engaged in conversation with their peers, but those curious enough to turn their heads in our group direction have been given a trademark saleswoman smile. Sad expressions on her face when she pulls me aside.
Isabella, we've already had a conversation about this weeks ago. Those are just stories.
And I'm telling you that it's not. I saw
Show
something
her the
in
letter.
there. It's not human.
Show her the
at
letter.
all. I thought it was just nothing, but isn't this letter proof enough?
She gently reaches out to pluck the paper off my hand. Even taking a glance at it, she folded back neatly.
Look, I'm really getting worried about you.
She didn't
I know
see
not to
it.
This open house through, but your condition is more important.
Look at the
Give
letter.
me a few minutes to wrap things up here, and I'll drive you to the nearest hospital.
Oh, Rose. How you gonna get a piece of paper now? Look at it. Look at it, girl. Look at it. You will see that I'm not lying. I'm not crazy. It's the truth. Just look at the letter.
No, you don't understand. There isn't a condition, Rose. No concussion at all. I'm fine.
Just look at the letter.
This isn't, and you're being stubborn about it.
Before Rose could open her mouth for a retort, a hand lands on both her shoulders, pulling the two of us in a distant closer.
Now,
Distant
ladies,
closer.
what seems to be the problem here?
Nothing, sir. I just had to clarify a few things with my colleague.
Well, it certainly seems intense. A smile fits the two of you better, in my opinion. Especially darling little Lily here.
He gives my shoulder a gentle squeeze, while an inscrutable smile spreads across his
It's
face.
Isabella, sir.
They pronounced my name wrong.
Of course. But my point still stands. And with two beautiful ladies here, I'm sure.
And I'm sure little Lily here would certainly appreciate it if you remove your pretty hands from her, darling.
And
not Hannah. Getting a little jealous. The pressure on my shoulder lifts as soon as those words leave his wife's lips, while the skull on her face is like a splash of cold water on me. It is also impossible to miss the displeased frown on Miss McCullough's face. The realization that we might lose a cell because of my outburst instantly dawns on me. Rose will be beyond pissed.
I think I need to step out for a while. I'll be back.
Throwing my head, I mutter a quick apology and gather myself to make a quick exit. It doesn't matter if this place is haunted or not. I've caused trouble and Rose can be quite unforgiving of behavior like this. I'm almost at the door when she catches up to me.
Isabella, wait!
Look at the letter! The apprehension must have been quite obvious in my face because her expression instantly shifts to something gentler. I saw a fond smile spread on her lips.
Hey, I'm not angry.
I know. I'm sorry I ruined this for you.
Come on, you didn't ruin anything. It's not like we haven't ran into any problems before. If we don't get a deal today, we can always try on a different day. And look.
She hesitates, completely trailing off before shifting her gaze down to her hands. A small gesture to stall. Her fingers are fiddling with a piece of folded paper. Look at the paper, Rose. Look at the paper, girl. I just give you the look at what you're looking at it. It's that stupid letter again. My hands stiffen when she gives it back, but I take it nevertheless, more as an automatic response than any desire to have it back. I'll throw it away if I can. But I have this nagging feeling that one way or another I have to find its way back. He'll find his way back to me regardless of what I do about it.
Rose, this is... You have to let them know about...
I know you want us to get this sale so badly. And we've made a lot of plans on how to go about this. I mean, who wouldn't? This is the first time I've been assigned to a property like this. I've sold plenty of houses before, but nothing like what we have here. It's a beautiful house. I'd love to get one of my own if I ever win the lottery.
The house put a trance on Rose.
But I think... Look, here's the thing, Isabella. If we are going to do this, work on something, I don't know, this big, I need you in top shape. And the way you are now...
My mind's
What? Wait. No, I can still work. I just need to get myself together.
That's what you said earlier. I let it go because I thought, hey, it's your own body and you should know more than anyone how you feel. But after this, I really think you should take a break.
Yeah, I think I need to get out this house. You're right. You're right, Rose. You're right. You're right. I need to get out this house. This house is haunted. It's getting it's messing with me, and I think the best thing for me to do is just leave. Let you take care of this. That ghost sleep demon come after you. You'll know that I told you the truth, but by that time it might be too late for you. So it's best for me to leave. You're right. You're right.
You're kicking me out?
Isabella, don't be mad about that. It's good that she's kicking you out because you know the truth. You've seen the truth. Now it's up to her to believe it and see it as well. So it's good for you to get out of here.
No, I'm not. Look, all I'm asking is for you to take a seat somewhere I can see you, and let me handle this for now. You're clearly not yourself, and I honestly could use some time not worrying when you'll fall over or not. The day's not even over, and I'm already feeling the stress. Please, humor me just this once.
She claps her hands together in front of her, eyes pleading for understanding. And I do understand, to some extent. That doesn't mean I'll feel any less awful. Whether at myself at the unlucky turn the situation has taken, or for her, I don't really know.
I promise I'll give you a full report of what happens after. I'll even let you take the lead tomorrow.
Fine. Okay. I'll step aside for now.
You're upset.
A little, yeah, obviously.
If it's any consolation, I won't tell the boss about today. You know how he is.
Please don't. I don't want a repeat of the lecture I got during my first assignment. He called me a noob, and I don't even know what that means.
That means you're a beginner. At the memory, you both burst into helpless giggles, earning a strange look from the guests milling about the door. Talking and laughing like this is easy to forget any mishaps that happen. Little things you learn to appreciate, I guess.
So, are we good?
I'm still not okay with it, but Rose has a point. It's better for me to step out this one for now.
I won't be able to help you anyways if I keep getting distracted like this. Maybe I'll just take a walk outside or something while I wait for you to wrap things up.
Please, just stay put. I insist.
I'm not an invalid, Rose.
You clearly have not seen how you looked earlier.
It's not that bad.
Color hasn't even returned to your cheeks yet. Just stay here, all right? Don't even think of going anywhere.
Okay, Mom.
Let me finish what I'm doing here, and then I'll take you back to Luxembourg myself to have that minor bump checked. At least wait for me to call someone who'll fetch you, okay?
Okay. She's gone before I can voice one word of complaint. Left with nothing else to do, I found myself drifting back to the foyer. A few visitors linger in the area, some merely enjoying the afternoon sunlight streaming through the stained glass windows. Others can be seen admiring the priceless antique decorating the room. One group of elderlies gathered around, some ways across from me, is occupied in the friendly banter about which one will cost more to buy. A little argument here, and occasional laughter and teasing here. I smile to myself. The conversation reminds me of what I've been missing these past few months. Rose is probably right. I do need to take a break. Maybe this afternoon, hangout will help. Speaking of, I should call Ash. It's a few hours early from what I've been told. He did ask for a call once I'm done. Besides, I don't have a ride back. He offered, so I might as well take it. Or bribe him into give me one. Now that he'll ever accept the latter, first new convictions and all. Honestly, There's something I find admirable in him, despite his tendency to annoy the hell out of me. Is that, well, whatever way works. A free ride is a free ride. Right about that. There's Rose offer too, but despite what she says, I know she'd be busy for the rest of the afternoon, especially without me insisting. Bothering her for a favor as small as this is the last thing I was doing. A couple minutes and a few prayers, asking for a decent signal later. The call finally connects.
Shit! Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out! Can't beat me. Looking for trouble? Better not lie. I'm a cool dude, pretty fly for an Asian guy. Sup, I'm Ash from Deluxe City. Baggers, watch out!
What?
Shit, how loud is this thing even?
Trouble? Better not lie.
A sharp ringing fills the
cool
entire
dude,
hall,
pretty
disrupting the
fly for
pleasant
an
quiet
Asian guy.
that had settled.
Sup,
Soon enough,
I'm
heads
Ash
began
from
to turn in
Deluxe
search of the
City.
source. My eyes
Baggers,
included.
watch out!
My
Can't
eyes dart
beat me.
around the small
Looking
crowd
for
before
trouble?
zeroing on the
Better
lone
not
figure
lie.
crouched
I'm a
behind the
cool
small group of
dude,
people
pretty
checking
fly
out the
for an
door.
Asian
The
guy.
closed mouth. Wait, you telling me Ash isn't here?
Deluxe City. Baggers,
Is
watch
Ash in a
out!
group of people? Is
Can't
Ash
beat
here
me.
with
Looking for
trying to tour
trouble?
displays,
Better
trying to be
not
nosy
lie.
and see what I'm
I'm a
doing?
cool dude,
He
pretty
is
fly
facing away
for
from
an
me,
Asian
fumbling with
guy.
something in his hand.
Sup,
But
I'm
I
Ash
don't
from
see.
Deluxe City.
But I don't need to see
Baggers,
his
watch
face
out!
to know
Can't
whose
beat
back
me.
it is.
Looking for
Oh, I
trouble?
recognize
Better
that
not lie.
dumb
I'm a
Parker
cool
anyway.
dude, pretty fly
Without
for an
bothering to
Asian
end the
guy.
call, I marched towards
Sup,
him.
I'm Ash from
After what happened
Deluxe
today, I'm
City.
really not in the
Baggers,
mood to deal
watch
with
out!
this.
Can't
Of
beat
all the
me.
times
Looking
to.
for trouble?
Wow, he was
Better
here.
not lie.
He,
I'm a cool dude, pretty fly
he
for
was
an
here.
Asian guy.
Ashton Frey!
What happens next is something I surely regret later for having not recorded.
Ah!
He jumps, let out an undignified yelp, followed by his phone slipping out of his grip. It bounces from one hand to the other, and his poor attempts to catch it before ultimately falling flat on the floor with a resounding clap. I kind of feel sorry for the phone and the floor, but it's not every day you can catch someone like Ash off guard and get a reaction. Damn his stupid detective senses. I'll take every ounce of victory I can get, no matter how small. Ha! An awkward pause is passing between us. A blink. A call. He makes a face. And then in a quick turn motion, he ducks and retrieves his absurd gadget with a grin threatening to break out of my limbs. He doesn't meet my eyes when he straightens, but a flush has crept up his neck and cheeks. In another universe, where we haven't known each other for 5 years and suffering through this season isn't a day-to-day occurrence, chances are I find that adorable. Aww. Endearing even. Unfortunately, this isn't that kind of world. The way things are, I'm already content to see him out of his normally collected disposition.
Hello to you too, scaredy cat. I could stand to be greeted like a normal person, you know.
What? And miss that look on your face? No way. Oh man, I should have taken a picture.
I am so honored you find this funny. Is that how you treat your guests? I think I need to talk to your supervisor.
Talk to yourself. You aren't even a guest here. What are you doing here in the first place?
For a moment, he looks like a cat that swallowed a canary. Suddenly, checking every nook and cranny in his phone for any damage or scratches. Seems to be more interested in activity than explaining.
Ash?
I could be looking to buy a house.
A mansion?
Yeah, why not? Did you see the view outside? It doesn't look haunted to me at all.
But the inside is. He's messing with it.
Ashton, I am not in the mood. What are you doing here?
He chances a glimpse at some point behind me. The parlor? Curious, I follow his gaze. Before I can figure out what has caused attention, he places a hand on my shoulder and turns me back to face.
I just finished working on something, so I dropped by.
I still don't see how his work has anything to do with why he's here. At my confused look, he drops the hand resting on my arm. Looks like he has touched something particularly hot and casually rubs the back of his neck.
I said I'll see if I can pick you up. Turns out I can. Free time and all. So here I am. Figured you'd still be busy, and so I roamed around for a while.
Oh, you should have mentioned that sooner. I was about to throw you out.
Throw me? Hey, I was given a pamphlet. I think that makes me a legitimate client.
We have mandatory sign-in sheets for clients, Ash. I didn't see your name on it. And you can't just roam around because it says open house. Normal people actually follow an etiquette here.
Right, okay. I think I'll just go ahead and...
No, wait. I wasn't really going to throw you out. Rose said, never mind. I was just about to leave anyway.
Wait, what? Now?
Yeah, now. Something must have shown in my face because he pauses and gives me a long hard stare. Sometimes I forget how easy reading people is for Ash, given how he often looks as if everything around him is a chore. I avoid his eyes, hoping he'll drop a subject and won't ask any more questions. The last thing I want is to tell him what happened, especially the part about the letter. In fact, he is the last person I ever think about telling it to, if I can help it. Sure, he's a dependable guy. God knows how many times he has helped me, even without me asking for it. But stuff like ghosts and supernatural, you'll never believe those, even if he hears it from a friend. Except maybe with his backup. On a good day, the most harmless thing he'll do is give you an explanation why those things have no chance of ever being real. At first, he's insufferable. He'll poke fun at you every single chance you get. Asshole. What did I ever do to him? He never does that to Becca or Zach. Probably because he like you, Isabella. I can already imagine how things will go down the moment I will spill a word of what I saw. Note over my dead body. Before it catches his attention, I shove the letter deep into my bag.
What's wrong?
None of your business.
Nothing. Let's just go.
Doesn't look like a nothing to me.
We still have Zach's movie tonight, remember?
It's still early. And didn't you say your shift will end around 5 or 6? What about... Hey, Isabella, wait up!
I'm out of here. A rush of air greets me as soon as the main door opens. Not the unusual autumn drive, but it's still a welcome change from the stifling atmosphere inside the mansion. Ash's footsteps are quick behind me, the soles of his shoes thumping hard against the polished concrete in an awkward cadence as he rushes up to catch up. He calls out once, twice. The mansion still looms in the background. Whispering called me back, shadows beckoning. I don't look back.